Remote Evil. Book 1. Chapter 27. The Clearing. This audiovisual book was created by Joseph Russell Timpu Geisen. The rapist of Cherry is at his vehicle, which is full of electronics equipment. It also has several monitors which displays what the cameras of his various remotely controlled devices see. He just lost contact with his drone, which he used to try to kill Cherry and the man who shot at him from the bushes. Before he lost contact with his drone, he knows that Cherry has shot at it repeatedly. He still blames himself for not monitoring her as intently and as completely as he could. He still wonders how she got hold of a knife and used it to stab and cut him repeatedly. He thinks John Sr. was able to give her a knife which she was able to hide from him. He thinks this happened when he was not watching her but was instead working and doing his job at the office. He still wonders why she was not electrocuted despite him repeatedly pressing the remote control of her shock collars to electrocute her. He further blames his circumstances which allowed John Jr. to evade his monitoring and the remotely controlled guns that guard the perimeters of the camper van. He blamed his luck that he decided to rape Cherry without first fully checking the perimeters of the camper van for intruders. He became complacent and careless. His lust for her clouded his thinking. If he had delayed trying to rape Cherry, he would have noticed John Jr. safely hiding just outside the perimeter of the camper van. He could have easily used his hidden remotely controlled gun to shoot him to death. No, I can't dwell on my mistakes. No more mistakes. He shouted to himself. At least he has a good thing going for him. Cherry does not know that one of her shock collars have a tracking device installed on it. This is the reason why he was able to track her even though she is already far away from him. He just passed the coordinates of Cherry to his drone and it easily found her. His drone auto-detects movements and senses thermal signatures, that is why it was easily able to target John Jr. But he still controls the trigger of the gun of his drone. If he had let the drone have the capability to automatically fire at its targets, then it would have killed a lot of moving animals or have shot at any object that moves. It is nearly dark outside. His monitors and other equipment are still showing that Cherry is continuously moving away from him. He looks at all his other electronic devices and weapons. No more mistakes, he said to himself. Cherry and John Jr. meanwhile have almost reached the edge of the forest. The forest opens up to a clearing. Not far away from their location they can see the distant shape of the truck of John Jr. She started to move towards the truck when he stopped her. Not yet. There may be a drone somewhere waiting for us. We are in a clearing. There is no place to hide from drones here. It is nearly dark. Better wait until it is dark so we can sneak to the truck without being seen. This he told her. She understood. He gave her some more bullet cartridges for the handgun she has. Who kidnapped you? Do you know him? Are there any others besides him? He asked her. I don't know who he is. I don't know if he even has accomplices. She told him. He asked her to get the food and water he has on his bag. They shared the food and water and quietly waited until it is dark, but they were always on the lookout for anything that might attack them. After about half an hour, darkness completely enveloped the clearing. We must move quickly, he told her. She nodded in agreement. They left their hiding spot and as fast as they can approached his truck while still continuously looking out for possible attackers. After a while they reached his truck without any problems. We did it, she said to him, smiling for the first time. Yes. But you must drive now. I'm too weak to drive and my arm is injured. He said this to her while handing the keys of the truck to her. Yes, I understand, she replied to him as she took away the keys from his hand. John Jr. walked to the passenger side of his truck while Cherry opened the door of the driver's side of his truck using the keys in her hand. It's over, she said to herself as she gets ready to board the truck. End of chapter.